Hey guys, just a quick message before we get into things. The audio in this episode is not great. They say that the key to success is to start things before you're ready, and that's what we sort of did. We jumped into the deep end, and the whole idea of it was to learn as we go. Once we listened to it all back, we knew we had two options. One was to scrap it completely and start again, and the second option was to put it out anyway, with the hopes that you guys will understand that we are learning, and still be excited for us and still support us along the way. So we chose the latter. We thought you might still want to, see the process, watch us grow. So yeah, I think that's all we needed to say. But thanks for tuning in, and I understand if you can't get through this one, that's okay. I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.
I'm
this one.
sweating.
Are you? Oh, we're still going. I am. Okay, welcome. This is the first podcast from Shaaarns with Kay. Anyway, great to have you here. I'm so excited. I'm enjoying being here. I hope you are too.
Yeah.
Today I've got Taylor with me, which is my cousin. So Taylor is obviously a literal day oneer.
Hasn't been any fresher than that.
Yeah. She, a little bit about Taylor, she's probably the youngest person I know to be married. So that's cool. She's also probably the youngest person I know to be divorced. That's even cooler.
I mean, not officially divorced yet, but separated.
Yeah, for sure. I think we can probably
get allowed to do that for 2 years, so
legally,
yeah.
But it's not great. But go you!
Yay!
I feel like we can probably dive into that a little bit later on as well.
Bucket list checked off.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I when you told me that when you were like, I want a divorce, I was like, you know what? I'm actually here for it. Like, that's actually cool as, like, I was over the moon just with the whole idea of it. Like,
I think what you said to me was, imagine telling Paisley one day, oh yeah, well, when I got married, and she's going to be like, what the fuck, you've been married?
Yeah, I know. Like, what a cool story to tell. I think so. I feel like you're coming around to it as well.
I definitely am, more so than when you initially said it to me. I was like, Crystal, this is not what I wanted for my life.
Look, fairy tales don't have to end at 25, okay?
I mean, generally that's where they start.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like you tried to fast track it, fucked it up, and now moving on. I don't know, maybe?
Yep.
Okay. Anyway, we'll get into that soon. But we do, our question of the week that we did have, which we had a few friends let us know, was to what, and it ties into that actually, to what extent have you or a friend gone to keep a secret? To what levels have you gone to? So I know that you have one about my dear auntie, your mother. Did you want to share that?
Sure. I mean, I don't think she wants us to share it, but let's go for it.
The other thing is as well, actually, before you start, we have to wait to put this podcast out another week because
we haven't told everybody that I'm no longer married yet.
Yeah. So so we're just gonna. We've got a week worth of editing to do, and so we feel like by the time this podcast is ready to come out, I feel like you would have had enough chance to let everyone know. But obviously I've known for months because she told me from the beginning, so I'm like itching to
get this out to the
world.
Just
tell everybody, please. But yeah, going back to your story.
So good old mum isn't quite ready for everyone to know yet, so come literally this Friday just been, Dad's friends were all around, and she messaged me prior to me going back there because I'm staying here at the moment, and she's like, I've told everybody that is at an Easter gig, and you're here because you enjoyed my food so much, so you wanted to stay here while he was away. And I was like, oh, okay, so is this what I'm telling everybody? And there was like a good 3 or 4 people there, and one of them actually I know already knows as well.
Right.
But she's also not extending it to the group. And
right.
I'm pretty sure everybody already knows, but no one's confronting me about it. So I'm just kind of like, hi, and they're like, how are you? And I'm like, I'm great. My life was not falling apart at all.
I love my husband very much.
And then when I got into my room, my mum came into the room. She's like, did you see my message? And I'm like, yes, mum, I replied to you. Like, thank you.
And this isn't the first time that she's jacked these little stories up.
No, there's been a couple of them as well. And Dad wanted to make like a big one, but I was like, I am not going to be viewed like that. Thank you very much. But no, they're getting really good at it. They're coming to terms with it now and everything. But
yeah,
Yeah.
Bit of a process, eh? How long and after your wedding until you decided that it was the end? Just for everyone to know.
3 months.
3 months. 3 months, yeah. I think that's shorter than Kim K. I think you beat her potentially. I think hers was 7, maybe.
Something. She had like 79 days or something like that, wasn't it?
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Maybe that's where I'm getting the 7
I have
from.
no idea.
But you're up there with her.
It wasn't my goal to beat her, but this was not my goal in life at all. So, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. It's a cool story. It's a great story. So going back to that story, I did have a couple of other stories to share with you about friends of mine that have given me permission to let you know what their little story. I'm not going to name anyone, obviously. But the first one was a good friend of mine, and when we were in high school, we were all at the age where we were all having sex. Everyone had pretty much lost their virginity apart from her, and so she obviously felt very embarrassed and very left out. And she was quite a flamboyant person as well, so it was almost like it was weird that she was the only virgin in the group, because you just wouldn't pick it. Like, of anyone, it wouldn't be her.
Right.
And so she had made up this whole story about this guy, Ben, that she, like, I remember the name, Ben, that she had banged. And so she would tell the story over and over again about how, like, you know, she had sex with Ben and it was, like, so amazing. And it was very, we all knew. Pretty sure there is no Ben, but, you know, you can't.
We know everyone you know.
Yeah.
So
the funniest thing
Ben?
is after high school, when she did eventually lose her virginity, and she came to us and she's like, guys, guess what? And we're like, what? She's like, I just lost my virginity. And we're like,
what about Ben?
Didn't that happen with Ben? So it's funny now, we laugh about it now, but I don't think anyone quite confronted her in the beginning. It was like, oh, okay, like we'll just
pretend.
Yeah, we'll just pretend like, yeah, exactly. So that was quite funny. And then I do have another friend of mine who was meeting up with a sneaky link one time. And this was years ago. It was after high school, but I was driving, totally unrelated, and I ran out of gas. It was the one and only time in my life where I literally, like, my car came to a putting stop. I'm like on a hill going up, like there was like, it was at night time, it was like at 10 o'clock at night. I'm like out in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, what the fuck do I do? I'm like ringing my dad. By this time my dad had had enough of my shit, and he was like, you know what? Figure it out. And I'm like, okay, I remember I was like, okay, maybe I can like move the car like off the road, because I wasn't even far enough off the road. I was on the hill and I wasn't even like that far over on the side, and I was like, shit, like maybe I can like back it down
just
and like get it off. And I remember taking the handbrake off, and it was this Merc. It was I don't know if it was Dad's old Merc that he'd given me, and so it was like old school heavy as Merc. And I remember taking, like, it obviously wouldn't like start because it's like there's no gas.
Nothing in there, yeah.
So I take the handbrake off, and the thing nearly took off on me, and I remember like pulling that thing right, and I'm like, oh, I nearly died. I'm like, there's like a ditch. I'm like, I'm like not having a good time. Anyway, my friend meeting up with this sneaky link. Well, I'm like sitting there, I'm like trying to ring people. I remember I rang an ex of mine from like 5 years prior to that, like never spoke to it.
I need your help.
Like, hey, I see you're online. Girl, could you
No, we haven't spoken in 5 years.
Yeah, I know that, like, I actually don't want anything to do with you, but could you help me?
Don't contact me after this.
Yeah.
I need you right now.
And I think he actually did end up coming out to help me in the end.
Oh,
but he didn't bring any gas. I was like,
why are you here?
We ended up like going on like knocking on a farmer's door. I'm like, got any gas? He's like, you can have the cylinder. I'm not actually 100% sure what's in it, but
try it.
I'm like, okay, cool, bet that'll work. Anyway, I'm sitting there, and before we've done all that, I'm like sitting there and I'm waiting for someone to come and help me, obviously. And I see my friend and her sneaky link drive past.
Ooh.
And I'm like, help me! They didn't stop. She's like, I couldn't stop. I've got him in the car. Like, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck who's in the car. I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere. Help me! They didn't help me. Anyway, so that was, yeah, I know. I don't bring it up very often. It's a touchy subject, but you know.
I can see you're getting quite heated.
So yeah, there's that. But yeah, that was a good one.
The lengths you go to hide a lie.
Yeah, I feel like
you left with your friend on the deserted road.
Right. It's not.
That's some shady shit right there.
I would never.
No.
I'd be like, bro, get in the back.
Yeah, you're getting in the boot, okay? I'm going to pull around.
Yeah.
You're going to get in the boot. You're going to shut the fuck up until I finish this, okay?
I'm going to help her out, and then you can get back in the front, and we'll carry on our journey. I can't leave her here. She's in the middle of nowhere.
I can't have her seeing you either, so get in the
She's in danger.
She's out here texting your ex from 5 years ago. She needs my help.
Can you not tell that I was obviously in a pickle to be able to message that person?
Mm-hmm.
My dad said no.
Uncle Bryce, what? Where are you at?
It's also people regret these things, and I'm like, I bet you do. I bet you do.
I bet you do.
I bet you do.
Look at the lengths I went to.
Yeah. So anyway, that was good. I feel like when I was younger, I used to be a liar. I was such a liar.
I can say that is true. Yeah.
Oh.
Knowing you for the length I have, I can pick that up.
I can't lie anymore.
Nah, fuck that.
No, I physically can't.
No, yeah,
like it's
either.
all over my face.
Yeah, I'm like, no.
I can't even do it. I can't even say the words. It'll just come out as word vomit. Like I just try and avoid the question of anything.
Yeah.
But I remember when I was younger, I just used to lie about everything. About silly things I didn't even have to. I feel like that's a preteen thing.
Probably.
A little bit.
Probably to try and make you seem cooler than maybe you were.
No, I don't think it was that. To get out of trouble because I was always in trouble for doing things.
That makes a lot of sense though.
Yeah. I remember I used to, go to boyfriends' houses and stuff and be like, yeah, Dad, I'm at this place.
See, I couldn't do that.
I used to all the time.
You know my mum.
Yeah, I know your mum, obviously.
So she always used to drill into us, the truth is going to come out, so you may as well be the one to tell me.
My dad did the same.
That's why she fucking would just drill that into us. So I would sweat. There was a minute I was doing something I wasn't meant to do, fucking texting her. I'm like, this is where I am. Because she'd be like, if you get trapped somewhere and I don't know where you are, how am I going to help you? And I'm like, oh my God.
So that didn't scare me. I was like, yeah, I'll help myself. I'll look at myself.
I'll text my ex from 5 years ago. I don't go, fuck you. I'm
no shame. Dad used to say the same. Dad used to always say to me, just let me know where you are, mate. Just let me know where you are, and then I know that you're safe.
I feel like your dad, of all people, you could have been honest with him.
I bet that's what I'm saying.
110%.
It was compulsive.
So why the fuck you out doing
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know who that was. Okay, we're talking 15 years ago, hello? I don't know. One day I woke up and I was just like, I got to a point where I used to lie about lying to cover up my lies. Like I'd make up other lies to cover up.
That is a deep hole.
It was bad. It was really, I remember being so good at lying. Like brilliant. I feel like I was top notch. And I don't know why, but I just did. And then one day I remember just being like, you know what? This isn't a life for me. I can't do this anymore. Like the stress.
Yeah.
That came from that. I couldn't do it. And so, I don't know, it just switched one day. And I was like, I'm just not going to lie anymore. I just can't. I can't keep, you know what I mean?
Can't keep up this facade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is she? I don't know.
We don't know her anymore.
And now it's gotten to the point where I haven't lied for so long that I find it really...
practice.
Yeah. I find it really difficult to lie. I feel like it's all over my face. And so if you ask me a question that I don't want to answer...
I feel like you have a very, neutral face anyway. So if you're having a conversation with you and your face changes, you're like, okay, what's up?
Yeah.
Because you wear your emotions on your face.
Yeah. And I'm very...
You get mad.
Animated?
Fully. Yeah. You change everything about your face. So I feel like if you started lying, like a bit of sweat or something, and you're like, oh.
It'd be worse than that. It would be like an eye twitch. Right.
It'll be like dysfunctioning.
Yeah. The mainframe's not working. Yeah, no, I don't know. It's definitely, and so now I just can't, if anything, I'll avoid the question. But I always tell people as well, someone will say to me, oh, don't tell this person. I'm like, I won't, but if they ask me, I cannot lie.
If they ask me a straight up question.
Yeah, like if they have an inkling on their own and they come to me and they're like, yo, is this the case? I know, like I'm
like a disclaimer.
Yeah, I tell people, I do tell people.
Don't tell me because I could tell someone.
No. That's not what I'm saying.
You need to say it first.
No, but that's not. I say
the person decides.
No, incorrect. You're wrong.
Because you also need to know everything.
I find everything out. I'm a finder-outerer.
You sniff around like a little police dog.
I do find everything out. I'm very nosy.
Really?
Yeah, I like information, but I will tell people. I'm like, look, I will, when they tell me, and they'll be like, you can't tell this person, and I'll say that's fine. I'm like, I'm not going to go out of my way to tell them. I'm not going to create a situation where
are likely to tell me.
But
you
if they probably tell them.
You should probably tell them, yeah. But if they ask me, if they're like, I not very often does it happen either. Like I think it hit maybe once where I've been like, ooh, well, I told them that.
So I got that.
I guess I'm gonna have to tell you now because you've asked me, like, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not very often. But I can't lie. My conscience, it doesn't do anything good for my soul.
I mean, you did the very similar thing with me when I told you that and I had separated. It was a very, I'm like, hey, just like, don't let anyone know.
Actually, very interestingly, even when he messaged me, just sort of wanting someone to confide in, he said to me, are you going to tell Taylor? And I said, I won't, but if she asks me, then I will. Like, I'm not going to. And so it's exactly the same thing. And I said, so it's up to you what you want to share with me. Like, I'm not going to go out of my way to tell her what you're telling me, obviously, unless it's something like, you know, which it wasn't. He was just wanting someone to talk to.
Yeah. I feel like it's crucial to point out at this point that it was very mutual.
Yeah, yes.
And we're on very good terms.
We could probably get into that a little bit.
We're still living together, so, you know, we're very, I don't know the word to describe it. We're very civil, I guess.
Yeah.
We're doing it together.
Yeah. It was definitely a mutual decision.
Yeah. So the fact that he's out here messaging Crystal is not weird.
No, and also they were quite close anyway.
So it's not a weird thing that that's happening, because I feel like a few people would be like, you fucking let him message you! Like, that been out here messaging
I mean, most people that know me know what I'm about, and they even know that the relationship like I have and the relationship I have with other people, like it's, you know what I mean? It's not as if the only man in a relationship that I speak to as a friend, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
So,
and you guys had this weird connection anyway, from day dot. So
here's my guy.
Not mine though.
Not yours anymore.
Not mine anymore.
I mean, admittedly, we don't really talk anymore.
No.
And I
feel like that's just going to fade away now.
Absolutely.
Because he knows.
And I think that at that point, now that you're not together, I feel like that's definitely crossing a line of disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Off. She's my cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you kind of have to end friendships accordingly. Mm. But how was that whole divorce thing for you? I know that your parents obviously had a hard time. I know that his parents did as well.
Yeah. What
was the experience like?
Sorry,
I'm putting you on the spot.
Let's just like dive right in. It was really surreal for the first part of it, because obviously, like we've established, it was 3 months long, the marriage. And I kind of have just been like in shock, I guess, for a little while. Like I said, we're still living together because we own our home with my sister, so that's been a big thing as well. But yeah, we're just trying to keep it civil, keep it, you know, purely about what we're going through rather than like bringing up anything about the past. We have had one little tiff living together since then, but it's just weird navigating it because we were best friends. We were together for 7 years, and then we got married, obviously. And yeah, it was just a weird kind of experience for, you know, we had this massive wedding. We had about like 170 people come out to my parents' place. And, you know,
it was a great wedding.
Anyone and everyone who I are people. So whenever if we met you one time, we're like, you should come to the wedding. Like, come on. Like, let's just have everybody there. Like, we had a very... I guess people were calling it modern because we did all of our photos before the ceremony.
Yes. So I actually really liked how you did that as well.
We wanted to spend as much time with our guests as we possibly could. So we thought, how can we make sure we're with them the whole time? We only slipped away for like half an hour to get some couple photos after the ceremony, but we had everyone there. Like there were only a few family members that unfortunately couldn't make it, but you know, everyone who was anyone to us was there.
Yeah.
So to then 3 months later tell all those important people, hey, so you know how you drove all the way down from up north or you flew over from Australia? Sorry, we're not together anymore.
I feel like, and I know, and I feel like I know I've said it before, and I feel like the whole thing is I mean, you can't, I mean, it doesn't matter if you broke up now or in 3 years or in 30 years. It doesn't take anything, you know what I mean? Like,
I think it was just because you're expected to be on such a high.
Yeah.
Like, you're expected to be, like, so in love and so, in the honeymoon stage. Like, that's
Right.
why it's literally called the honeymoon stage. But yeah, we just
Didn't have that.
we did think, like, I had a little bit of cold feet, which I have admitted to Riley now, and other people. I've been very open and honest about that. And I went to a few people who were close to me at the time and said, oh my God, I'm feeling really nervous. Like, am I making the right decision? And everyone said to me, cold feet is so normal. Like,
Yes.
it's so normal to be thinking, this massive decision in my life, is this the right one to be making?
Right.
And when they were telling me this, I was like, of course it is.
Yeah.
Also, being someone who struggles with anxiety, I was like, this is just not me. This is just my anxiety, playing up, just out here to get me, that kind of stuff. And then, so obviously we went through with everything, but admitted as well that he also had cold feet.
Right.
And he was also feeling like that. And he was also told the same thing, but we didn't communicate it with each other because we didn't want the other person to think, I actually don't want to do this.
Right.
Because we knew we wanted to. We knew that, and I would go back and do it again. Like, love the guy, always will kind of thing. But yeah, unfortunately, we just kind of admitted it in front of everybody. And then 3 months later, no.
3 fucking months, Taylor.
3 fucking months, as I've been told so many fucking times. 3 fucking months, Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know it would have definitely, I know it's been hard.
Yeah. Especially Dad's quite old school.
Yeah.
So he is
quite old.
He is old and he is old school. So 2 and 2 together don't really match up very nicely. But he has actually been super supportive. And yeah, I think after the initial shock of like, holy fuck, this is happening, they know me well enough to know that this decision was not made on a whim. Yeah. And that I tried everything I could to make everything work. Yeah. But, sometimes you just grow apart.
Do you think that maybe your sister living with you guys at the moment and owning the house with you, do you think that's made it easier or harder?
Harder.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's not making a decision just for us, and especially with house prices doing what they're doing at the moment, we've lost all equity in the home, so if we sold, we'd be losing money. Yeah. Because we've only owned the home for a year. Yeah. So on top of that, if it was just I would be like, okay, it's just our money, like, that's fine. But I think even then George is in it, we're like, okay, well, we kind of have to think about what's best for you as well. So it's not just us in the car, like we have to think about our passengers, unfortunately. And it's been super stressful because we've been trying to sort stuff out so that's good for her as well. Whereas like best case scenario right now would be to, sell and go our separate ways. But we can't. I don't know if that would necessarily be the best case though. I remember when you rang me sort of talking to me about potentially selling the house, and I was like, I don't know if that's a good idea. And so I remember running some numbers and I was like, so you're going to walk away with nothing. And I think that was a little bit of a wake-up call for probably all three of you as well. Definitely. We kind of knew that house prices had dropped. We're just taking it step at a time. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and like I said to you when we did talk about it, at least you've got 2 to 3 years, or however long it takes to build up a bit more equity again. Yeah. And so hopefully by the time you do sell, you'll have your deposit back plus a little bit more equity. You know what I mean? And so keeping it will more than likely. Yeah. Work out better. I think like as well, what and I kind of keep saying to each other is that in New Zealand you can't get divorced for 2 years. Yeah. So we're separated. And we have to be, not around each other, but we're going to have to be in contact in 2 years anyway. So to do that, what's the house, like if we're just talking about house stuff, I's group is quite integrated as well. So we are I'm friends with his friends, he's friends with my friends. We were all in the same friend group initially as well. So do most of your friends know? I would say pretty much everybody knows. How are they finding it? Are they... I haven't heard directly from anybody, but and I have been, whenever we've told anyone, we've been very, hey, we're still friends, we're still civil, don't feel like you have to pick sides. Like, if we have an event, like, don't feel like you have to just invite one person. Yeah. We're not going to, blow up at each other or anything like that. We've kind of accepted the fact that we are going to be seeing each other because we are friends without each other's friends. And Hamilton is a small place, so... It's really small. It's fucking small. So we're going to... The talent down there is rubbish. We're going to have gonna have to be open to the fact that we're gonna see each other. And like I said, thank goodness we're in such a good place.
It should hopefully just get easier as well.
Yeah, and like we were best friends to begin with, and you know, like I said, we still love each other, but you know, just not in that
In love.
marriage way.
Yeah. Nice. What is the annulment period for? I mean, I don't know how that works in New Zealand.
I don't think you can get an annulment in New
Interesting.
Zealand.
I wondered if you'd maybe just missed the cut for that as well.
I think we've been together for too long
Right.
to even be considered for that.
Interesting.
My understanding is anyway.
Okay. Interesting.
I think that's very American to get an annulment.
Yeah, I have no clue about any of this sort of stuff. So.
The only reason I know what that is from Friends, the TV show.
Right. I don't know what I know it from, but
You know that word.
I know that word. I know what it means. I know the definition.
Okay.
I know things.
I like to know things.
Yeah, I like to look things up. Okay, so did you have some any more? Nothing more on that, eh?
No.
I don't think so. That was actually one thing I did want to ask you. Advice for Taylor before she got married, or maybe a year or two ago.
Just take your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then was that what you
Definitely.
sort of tell other people if they're like looking to rush into marriage?
Yeah, just take your time.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're in love now, then, you know, if you're still in, you'll still be in love then.
Hopefully.
But, you know, like, just take your time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. You had some trash news for us.
Yes. So I got this off initially Snapchat, the Reels thing.
That's
and
where
I
you
was
get your
like,
news from.
yeah, that's where you get good celeb news these days when you don't have any more
It's very trustworthy
to listen to. You go to the stories page.
Yeah.
And I saw this thing. You know, Adele's been doing her concerts for like a little while now. She's been doing that.
I actually
concert.
didn't. I did.
I'm not sure where it is. I know it's in America.
Right.
Or maybe even the UK. I'm not 100% sure where it is. But she's been doing this concert for a little while now.
Right.
And it's like the same one.
It's like a tour.
No, because she's been doing it in the same place.
Oh.
So it's like, you know,
Is it
Carrie's-
the one that she did on TV? Is it the same as the one that she did on TV? You know the one she did on TV with the new song? And she was like,
I
at
think
that
it's
big...
after that.
Okay. So
It's like a big, like, not like an arena, but it's like an old
Yes.
theatre place.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So she did hers there.
Okay.
And she does this thing halfway through.
On a hill.
No, it's not on a hill.
It is. If you
No.
get a bird's eye view, it's definitely on a hill. And you can
The
like see the whole city.
outside?
Yeah.
Or like inside the theatre?
No, like the whole theatre is like, if you go out, it's on a massive hill.
Okay, I have not seen the outside
Okay.
of this theatre. I've seen the inside from the videos.
Is there an inside or is it outside?
It's all inside.
Okay, we're not talking about the same
Okay,
thing.
cool. So this is like an old school theatre.
Okay.
Like theatre boxes, like double layers, like there's
Yeah.
like a gap, there's like another story, that
Okay.
kind of shit.
Cute.
And celebrities are going to watch her.
Okay.
Like, because Adele is a celebrity for celebrities, because she is just so fucking amazing. So anyway, she does this thing where she walks through the crowd, because she feels like everyone should be able to get to see her up close. Like, people have paid money,
Right.
you know, she respects that. So she makes sure that everyone gets to see her.
Okay.
So she does this thing where she walks through. Anyway, this time, the Kardashians were there. So,
yeah.
So there was Kim, Chloe, I think Kylie was there, and Kendall.
Okay.
She's walking past.
Not Courtney because she's the...
Kim blows her a kiss, and she looks the other way. She doesn't even acknowledge her.
Did she miss it?
No. There's, like, the camera's on her, and you can see Kim go like this, and Adele's just like, looks away.
Wow.
And then, when I did some deep diving
Mhm.
into this whole situation, Kendall is a mad fan of Adele. And apparently she's been trying to get her to go to her house for dinner. And Adele's been, like, straight up ignoring her.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And everyone's saying it's because, like, Adele doesn't like to get involved in the drama. Like, if you really think about it, she's not been splashed over the thing for anything other than, like, her divorce.
Mm-hmm.
That's, like, the only thing we've really heard about, and that was a really personal thing, but she's never been, like, in the news for something scandalous,
Right.
you know?
Interesting.
And, yeah, she has been, like, trying to get her to her house for a little while, and Adele's just been straight up ignoring her. So then when that happens, everyone's like, so Adele hates the Kardashians?
I would say so. Would you ignore Kim if she blew you a kiss? I don't think
I
I
don't
would.
think I could.
I don't even... I don't even think...
I mean, like, she notices me,
Yeah.
I'm gonna notice her.
I would literally just walk up and hook up with her.
Yeah, there's a difference between like playing it cool and like ignoring, you know?
I would definitely feel like I'm in. I've had a dream before where me and Kylie Jenner were best friends.
You and Kylie or you and Kim?
Kylie.
Right.
Yeah. Besties. Private jets. Makeup. It was the best. I remember being like, you need to come to New Zealand and you need to come see you need to come hang out with my friends. And she was like, no, Crystal, I'm your friend. I'm not about that. And I was like, that sucks because everyone would be my friend if they knew.
Yeah.
Let's get a picture. Like, and she wouldn't, but we were still best friends. I woke up very disappointed. I've actually had a similar dream with, you know, Shaaarns.
Yes.
Same with her. When I used to watch her all the time. And I had a dream we were best friends.
You just wanted to be her friend.
I just need a best friend. That's all. Like, I actually need a friend. I just need a friend.
Our friend.
Maybe. Yeah, our friend. Any friend.
Do you not have very many friends?
Clearly not, because I'm dreaming.
You're dreaming about these besties.
I'm dreaming of these besties, and then I wake up and I'm like, fuck! And then I had it made. Like, I was sick for life. I was sick. It's all been taken off me.
Just like that. It sucks like that in dreams, though. When you wake up and you're like, fuck.
That was so good.
It's not my life.
What about when you, like, have you ever... Yeah, it's not my life.
It's not my life.
Have you ever, like, dreamt... I've dreamt before, and I'm like, someone's like, I'm going to give you the winning lotto numbers, and I'm like, bro. And they give them to me, and I'm like, thank you! And I wake up and I'm like, I don't remember what any of those fucking numbers are!
I didn't actually write them down!
I'm looking around the bed for my piece of paper, I'm like, where the fuck is it? I'm like, I know I wrote them down, and it, like, yeah, I'm like, fuck's sakes! Why tempt me like that?
You're just dangling it in front of your face.
It all gets taken off me. I've had lost a lot more.
I've
lost so fucking much in my life. You guys wonder why I'm like this. I've lost so much in life, okay? You lose the winning lotto numbers and you lose 2 besties that are famous and you tell me you're not fucked up because I'm fucked up.
I don't think that's why you're fucked up, though.
It's added to it. It's trauma.
Trauma's
Trauma. You can't. Yeah, absolutely. It's simmering in the background. I don't forget it.
Clearly. I'm bringing it up today.
Or like something bad will happen. Or like step and shit. I'm like, fuck. It's just been the bad as the time I need it. I didn't want my friend anymore.
Have you tried contacting them? That's the real thing.
You know who I have actually? Like, have you ever tried to contact celebrities?
I actually don't think I have.
I have.
I think I live in the real world.
Well, you never know. I've messaged Jimmy Jackson before.
I don't even know who that is.
What are we doing here?
Can you explain to me?
He used to be. He's not so much anymore. He's pretty like. Sorry, Jimmy.
I feel like
you've lost it now. But you know,
I should know this name, but I.
He used to be like quite. Look, you're breaking my table. I'm going to get coasters. I'm wrecking it too, though. It's fine. He used to be like a really funny, like Facebook comedian.
I feel like I need a picture.
Oh my god! Yeah, I'll get you one.
I'm feeling really.
He used to make. You know how like people make like it's quite big now. He was one of the first I feel like to actually like make like funny like content online.
I mean, you are a bit older than me.
Yeah, potentially. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, Jimmy Jackson, YouTuber. His videos are still online.
See, I've never been.
I've seen it. I saw him in the warehouse one time.
Oh yes. Okay, I know who he is.
Yeah.
Yes, I know who he is.
Yeah, so I messaged Jimmy Jackson one time. I was like, "You're so funny."
You're so funny. We should be friends.
And I knew he didn't see it. It was sad, but I was with.
He was just too funny.
I seen it, and I seen him in the warehouse.
If you messaged him now, he'd probably respond.
I'm a better person. Maybe I'm bigger than what he is now. I don't want to talk to him anymore. He's not big anymore.
I don't actually.
You're a nobody.
Hopefully he
Jimmy
Hills or watches.
People don't even know your name. I just show her.
Call you out. I know his face.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that he can't be that big anymore.
No.
So I had to show you who he was.
Fair.
It's fine. We all have a shelf life. You know what I mean? Like, you're done. You're washed up.
You're done.
You're done.
You're done.
It's fine. He had a good run, though. He used to be actually quite fun. I used to enjoy Jimmy. Some of the shit I see now, though, I'm like, nah. Put it down, bro.
You're trying too hard now.
Hang it up. It's done. You're trying too hard.
15 minutes.
But what he was very good. I did enjoy his content. So I know I've tried to message him before. And so I can shame you, Jimmy. If you ever watch this, you didn't fucking respond to me.
That's why we're bringing you up.
Yeah.
I feel like the only time I've ever tried to contact is, I can't even remember who sings the song. And it's Kiss Me Through the Phone.
Oh.
And you know how it's like 678998212. Taisha and I called it.
Who the fuck sings it? Oh, you rang that number.
We rang that number.
It doesn't work though, does it?
Oops. We tried to ring it and we were like, first of all, you're in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Second of all, you probably got no credit. Because, let's be real, it was a little while ago. And we were sitting in Nana's car on the way to Hahe. And we were like,
should we try ringing it? I thought that, wasn't there a story about that people were able to get through on that number? But maybe it's because you're in New Zealand. Like maybe in America.
Surely, because we just typed in 678998212. So buzzy how you still just remember that whole number. And then, like, surely there's like an area code that you would need to put in before that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we were like, let's just give it a crack.
And what did it do? Was it like, you have run out of credit?
You have no money.
To make this call, please top up at your nearest Vodafone outlet.
Go to the dairy and get a top up and then try. No, it just beeped.
Oh, that's upsetting.
Build ups.
Yeah. That's trauma.
We were trying to kiss him through the phone. Yeah, we just couldn't.
That's trauma. You live with that?
I mean, I've not thought about that memory until right now.
And now it's
in a long time.
Bringing all the emotion.
Yeah, now I'm feeling a little bit sad.
That's okay. I told you I was going to make you cry on here.
Yeah. I was hoping with laughter.
Yeah, sorry.
Not with actual sad tears.
But yeah, no, I've definitely messaged a few celebrities. Just give it a go. I think I've messaged Kylie Jenner too. I definitely have. I remember when they used to be on Snapchat. I used to Snapchat them. It's like, please answer me.
Please answer me. Really fucking cool. Just give me a chance.
There was this guy. I can't remember what his name is, but he's a UFC fighter. I followed him on Instagram. He followed me back. I've got a screenshot. He then unfollowed me
because he was like, "This is trash."
She was like,
Okay.
But he did follow me for a bit. I was like,
were you on private?
Yeah, I was.
So you were private. So he tried to follow you.
And I let him follow me.
And you let him. And then he looked at your page and then he's like, actually, I'm
second guess, yeah. And I wouldn't.
That is so bad.
And the worst part is no, it's fine.
He saw your pictures and then chose to unfollow you.
It's fine. I unfollowed him as well.
After he unfollowed you, though?
No, it was before that. I'm pretty sure it was before.
Hey, pretty sure that... Is that a lie?
No.
You can see it on your face.
I can't remember. I think I might actually still follow him. I don't know, but it's fine. I was surprised he followed... I've still got the screenshot that he followed me to start with, so...
Call him out.
I don't remember what his fucking name is.
You have the screenshot?
You have blonde hair. You bleach your hair blonde. You're quite a good fighter, actually. But you're a bit of a prick, though. You've got a prick personality.
Ops.
Yeah. I mean, the most of them do, right? I'm not even going to be able to find him because I can't even remember what his name was. I feel like it starts with N. Do you know, Rosa?
I have no idea most fighters' names.
I feel like if you wouldn't know. If I showed Ryan, he might actually know who it is. I feel like it starts with N. I am getting N. I'm getting N.
My intuition is telling me N.
N. Hang on. I'll see if I can find him. No, maybe I unfollowed him. Or I don't remember. Yes! What's his name?
Nava?
Yeah, that guy. I followed him. He followed me back. I've got a screenshot somewhere and then he unfollowed me.
You.
Yeah.
Well, at least you got that screenshot proof, you know? That's important.
Yeah.
To remind you, like, unlike your dreams where you wake up and it's like you can't find
I mean, he's not that important. I way prefer Kylie Jenner. But,
I mean, who wouldn't?
Even though she's a bitch, but, you know. Speaking of, do you remember how they were going on and on about all that Balenciaga carry-on with, like, you know, the BDSM crap with kids?
No.
What? There was a big hurrah about their ad campaign. They had like these ads that came out and it was like these kids dressed in like kid kind of clothes, but they had like teddies that like had like BDSM bondage outfits on. Yes. And there was, yes. And there was like sex toys everywhere. I don't know if the kid was. Yes, it was a campaign for kids or kids clothing or something like that. Yes, and then there was this other article that came out. This other ad that came out, and it had like I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like a aerial photo of like this desk, and it had like paper everywhere and like Balenciaga stuff, and the one piece of paper that was there that had writing on that you could see, it was like an insert out of like a it was like a child rape story out of court. Yes, and they had that one piece of paper showing.
Oh my god.
Yes, and so everyone like blew up at Balenciaga because everyone was like, "What the hell are you doing? Like, leave our kids alone." I can't believe you didn't hear about this. It was all over TikTok. This was a while ago. Yes.
Holy shit.
And so the whole time Kanye is like, "I told you," and because Kim's got all her gotten all dressed up in like this full like leather outfit, like covering her face. Yeah, that was all part of it because they were all like campaigning as well. And Kanye's like, "I told you," like it's all part of like, basically shitting on the Kardashians and Jenners for any celebrity that's involved with Balenciaga. And then recently, there's like photos that have come out of Kanye shopping with his new wife in Balenciaga.
And you're like, Kanye, what the fuck?
What are you doing?
Fuck. He actually just drives me crazy.
I actually don't mind him.
I like his music, and it annoys me because I want to hate him that much that I don't like his music. But then some old school bangers will come on, and I'll be like, yo, and then I'm like, oh, it's Kanye.
Wait till I get my money right.
Yeah. And I can't remember the other song now. The one we used to dance
to. I know.
Gold Digger.
Yeah.
The one that us cousins used to jump off the couch. And rap in it. Yeah. Like literally jumping off the couch.
Do you know where that started?
Where?
We were at Auntie Robin's.
Yes. That's the picture.
There
With brown couches.
And Maddie turns around and she was telling us how good of a singer she was. And she goes, Maddie's our cousin. I'm such a good singer that I can also sing like a black person. And we were like, I'm not joking. And I was like, no, you can't. And she was like, I can. Ready? She take my money, and I remember it so clearly in my head. And she was going to town, and that's where it started. It was
and
so
then
funny.
Backup dancers.
Yeah.
The other song I remember us doing stuff like that too is Tribute, with Jack Black.
Yes. Oh yes. Oh my god. Yeah.
Like in the a cappella part, we all just like group together.
We're such losers now.
Let's stop confessing that stuff right now.
That is very funny.
I have pictures of the old little piano that they used to have at the Canalcios.
Yeah, I remember that one actually. That was a good one.
Wow.
Good times.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone did that as cousins. You get. We were very lucky. We had so many of us.
Yeah.
How many have we got?
We've got
On one side.
12.
12 cousins on one side.
14 now.
What?
With our extended cousins.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah.
But growing up.
Yeah. It was 12.
12. Well, yeah. And then we all sort of.
We're all really close in age.
Yeah.
Which I think just topped it.
Yeah. It was
Like, it's
probably 5-6 years we were all born.
Yeah. I think the closest ones are Fiend and I, and we're 6 weeks.
Yeah, well, there was people born in, like, me and Cody and Georgia are in the same year, or is Georgia the year?
Georgia's younger.
So me and Cody were in the same year.
It was Casey, then you and Cody.
Yeah, but Casey was the year before.
Yeah.
And then me and Cody, and then Georgia.
And then
And
Tasha,
Maddie
Jade.
was in the same one with.
I think Maddie.
Oh no, she was the same one with
97,
Jade.
isn't she? Yeah, Tasha, Jade, and Maddie are all 97.
Yeah.
And then Fiends and I were literally the start of 98.
Yeah. It was nuts.
And then there's Hunter, Liam, and Lyric.
Yeah.
They're like down there.
Way later.
Like 2000s. We're like,
You can't blame us.
different millennium, babe. Different thing in time.
But it was, we were very lucky to be able to have that many of us, I think. It was really cool always getting together. When we did get together with all of us,
Yeah.
Great times.
Yeah.
Anyway, I did actually want to talk about one other thing that I didn't give you a heads up that I was going to talk about this.
Great.
Because it was actually when I was doing my makeup and I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I actually want to tell people this because I find it very interesting. So I have very short lashes.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. These are not my real ones, just in case you were
wondering.
Just in case you were wondering, these are not real. I always have short lashes. I always have had short lashes. And I remember talking to people and they're like, oh my god, your lashes are so long. And they're like, yeah, I use like Revitalash or like Lee-Lash or something like that. And I always just be like, I don't know. I call bullshit. Like how...
Georgia uses
I know.
It works.
I know, but I am the sort of person that I can't get on board with anything unless I know like the scientific reason behind it.
Yes. Continue, but I feel like I know where you're going with this now.
Yeah, and so I bought some years ago, never used it. I was like, it's full of shit. I just don't feel like it's going to work. It's going to be like a placebo effect. I'm going to think they're getting longer, they're not.
Okay.
It's just, I just had it in my head because I just feel like I'm going to get ripped off all the time. I have trauma.
If you haven't understood
I don't know if you
this
didn't,
whole
yeah.
thing, is that Crystal has trauma.
Yeah, I have trauma, and I don't trust people, and I don't trust ad campaigns, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so I just did it. Anyway, I recently, I've talked to, George is one of them, I've talked to a few people, and I've been like, God, your lashes are so long.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah,
She uses hers religiously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just always used to call bullshit on it. But anyway.
Then you see people like George's lashes.
Yeah, but then I'm like, hang on, what did it actually look like before? You're related to me. Mine are this short. Surely.
Ours are naturally very short.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what they look like beforehand. Like,
Like
I had a
yours.
before and after. I'd like to see it.
Okay.
There's clearly not a before and after photo.
I feel like I could find one of
Maybe.
Georgia with her
I believe it now.
shitty
I'm getting
lashes.
there.
Because she's like there as well.
Yeah.
So not only were they short, they were like transparent.
Yes. I understand that.
Mm.
Mine are also quite light. Not transparent. I'm not albino, but, they were,
Yeah.
not that she is either.
Mm.
Maybe.
She's probably the most out of all of us.
Yeah, actually, where did she come from? Because
But you look at old pictures of Mum,
oh no, it's
Identical.
identical. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
look like I'm not meant to be in that family in younger pictures
Yeah,
because I tanned real well. So
Yeah.
I look like I fit in with you guys, but just not them.
apparently that could be the Irish in us.
Mm.
I've heard. Because I don't know if you
It's
noticed.
also the fact that 2 or 3 of them are half Māori and 2 of them are half Samoan.
Who are you talking about?
Our cousins.
Yeah, but I'm talking about us, who are Palangi. Okay,
Yes.
I'm not comparing myself to things.
There's other reasons why.
That's no reason why we're tanned.
I feel like I was tanned because I just tanned easy.
Yeah, but there's
I don't feel like that's up to
genetics.
the Irish.
Well, apparently it is. Can I
My
get to
dad
it?
tans quite easy. More so than Mum.
What's he?
New Zealand European? I don't know.
Have you not done any sort of like DNA testing?
I'm sure Dad's told me before.
Right.
I know we're from overseas.
No
Maybe
shit.
like Europe.
Are you sure?
I feel like NZ European. It's in the title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But you're not actually okay. Anyway, can I get to that?
Yeah.
So the first part
I
is
can feel my grandma here right now being like, you dumb bitch, I fucking told you this.
yeah,
And I continue.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna know
So
that
back to the
next time.
eyelash. So I learned. Okay, so I learned. And what the reason why I've started using my and I have actually noticed a difference.
Mm-hmm.
I've been using it every day. Maybe I miss
Since
it.
I left here last time?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
The same one you've had for 2 years? Or
No, I got a new
went and
one.
bought a new
I got a new
so I would not be putting that on my eyes.
This is longer than 2 years ago.
Okay.
It was like more like 3.
There's-
But no, that's
make
fine.
you blind.
I've got I got a new one. Listen, I started using it because I learned that the ingredient.
I feel like you've actually already told me this.
Okay, well,
Because I know this. but
okay, well, I
continue.
really want to get the story
yeah,
out
okay, go.
because other people might not know it and they might find it very interesting.
Yeah, do it.
The ingredient in these lash serums that makes your eyelashes grow, it was actually in a medication that they were using in old folks' homes.
Mhm.
Okay, and so they were giving it to all these oldies, and all of a sudden, these like oldies were waking up one day with like brilliant lashes,
Yeah,
and so that's where they were like, why do they want to have like long lashes?
yeah,
They weren't complaining, obviously.
Obs.
They were loving it.
yeah.
But that's where they found the ingredient for it. And I was like, okay, bet. I love that. Now that I can actually understand, like, the actual, like, the science behind it. Because when you make that shit up, like, I'm going to make something that's going to make your lashes grow. Like, how the fuck do you know? How did you get to that? Unless it's by
Scientists? I don't know.
but by accident. Like, I feel like the best science is always found out by accident.
100%.
It's also, okay, one of the side effects, which is to any sort of lash serum. The reason why they tell you not to put it on your bottom line, because they will tell you, don't put it on your bottom line, put it on your top line, is because one of the side effects is that these old people in these old
Yeah.
folks' homes were getting like fat deposits underneath their eyes.
Yes, you told me this.
So they were ending up with these massive lashes and like these big fat under eyes.
They were like, yes, no.
Yeah, and so that's why they always tell you don't put it on underneath your eye. You've got to put it on top because
I mean, who wants long under eyelashes anyway?
Well, not gonna lie, when I used to use it 2 years ago, like the first 3 times that I used it, didn't see any notice, and then I just stopped using it because I was like,
You used it 3 times.
yeah, and I was just like, nah, it's shit, it doesn't work.
Obviously not working.
Yeah,
I'm
clearly.
not gonna try it for longer than
No,
3
I'm
days.
just gonna throw it out.
Yeah,
But
instant results. on
I
that.
used it underneath my, because I was like, because they were like, oh, don't use it underneath your under eye, and I'm like,
You're
why?
Like, how
Why?
do you know?
Why? Yeah, how do you know? I'm gonna fucking do it more under there.
Fucking put
I'm a rebel. Anything you tell me not to do, I'm like, I want to do it. I'm gonna do it more, and I do. I'm like so bad for it. I like read labels. I'm like, well, I'm gonna do that then. Like,
Do not take within 4 hours of last drug. You know what? I'm gonna take it after 1.
no, but I'm maybe not one, but I'm like, you know what? It's been 3.5. I'm gonna take it.
Living on
Take it with food.
I
Guess
feel
what? I'm gonna take it with a Coke.
I feel like people who make those labels know that though. And so they're like,
You'd
I'm
hope
going to
so.
put it, like, you need to at least wait 2 hours. I'm going to put 4.
Yeah,
So people like
surely.
Crystal are going to be like, you know what, 3.5, fuck yeah, I'm going to take it. And they're like, well, actually,
What's the worst that could happen anyway?
I mean, it depends on what you take.
Well, but you know what I mean.
Hmm.
Like, really,
You're going to get fat eyes.
that is terrifying.
Yeah.
And, but they should tell you that.
Yeah, they should really put
And then
that
I
in the
wouldn't
label.
have done it. Imagine if I had have ended up with wigs.
Did you read the whole label though, or did you just read that little part?
No, I
at
read the
bottom?
whole label, from what I can remember.
To make my point right now, I read the whole label.
Yeah, we're going to say that I read the whole label. I'm pretty sure they don't tell you. Otherwise, you're going to end up with massive fat deposits under your eyes.
They should.
Well, they clearly don't, because people don't know this.
No,
And I'm sure that...
I did not know this.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So did
I
you read
used
the
it.
whole label?
No, I didn't. Georgia used it. It worked. I'm like, you know.
Georgia would have
I'm
read the
gonna
whole
get on
label.
Hmm.
Georgia would have read the whole label.
I'm
I'm standing by
that.
that. Call her right now.
I don't
Call
think
her
she'll
right
answer.
now.
I don't think she'll answer.
Why?
Because she's shit at answering her phone.
I want to know. Just be like, Georgia, do you generally read the entire label of things, of new
She's not
products?
going to answer.
Of a product you're going to use on your eye?
Hey.
Hey, so I was just going to do the chicken at the supermarket. What's up?
So I was just wondering, when you use your flash lash
For the first time?
for the first time, let me speak, bro. Did you read the whole label?
What do you mean?
Like, you know how there's a label on the back? to
Like
be
a directions of use.
Let me speak,
You're
bro.
not speaking properly.
You know how on the back it's got like terms and what you need to use for when you
Directions
use
of
it?
use.
Yeah, directions of use. Did you read the whole label?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I told you. I knew it.
or
You
you
just,
knew?
you just, give me that phone. Georgia, you just proved me right on a podcast. Thank you very much. Thank
I don't
you
feel like
very
you
much.
did.
She said she did. You're calling her a liar?
Yeah, I am. She says, I'm pretty sure.
Why are you arguing about this?
Because Crystal reckons you did and I reckon you didn't.
listen, let me speak to her.
She can hear you.
Georgia, I just said that I feel like you are a sensible kind of person that if you're going to use any product on your eye, you would read the label.
Yeah, no, it was specifically because I was using it on my eye that I was like, oh fuck, I better read this just in case.
Told ya.
Fuck, alright.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for
But I
nothing.
think, but I have been using it for like 5 years, so that's why I'm like, I'm pretty sure I did, but
Yeah.
yeah, I would have.
See,
I know.
5 years and her lashes look like that.
Yeah.
I also did a lot of research before I bought it.
Right. Did you hear
I did a
anything?
lot of
Did you hear anything about potential fat deposits under the eye?
potential what, sorry?
Fat deposits as a side effect.
I don't think so, because at the time it was still pretty new.
I didn't even tell you.
But did you know that now, that you could get that?
I knew that there's stuff coming out about like potential skin stuff, but I don't know if I have read that specifically.
Okay. Well, thanks for nothing, sis.
Okay.
Catch you later.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye.
Very helpful. Thank you.
Fuck!
I don't know how you treat this. I told you. I am the leader.
Cut the crap with that shit.
I am the leader for a reason. People follow me. I know things. I know things.
Okay. We'll roll with that.
I clearly do.
Yes, but you didn't know she was using it 5 years.
I knew she was using it for a very long. You didn't ask me. It's not like you were like, "How long is she using it for?"
We talked about it
Yeah, but
the other day.
I understand that, but that wasn't a question that you put to me on this podcast, and I answered incorrectly. I put a question to you. You answered incorrectly. You got proved wrong.
Yes, okay.
Leader.
It doesn't make you the leader in a zombie apocalypse.
I would follow the person who's right. Would you follow the person that's wrong?
I'm not saying that I should be the leader.
No, definitely not.
We've established this already.
Who? If not me, then who?
Depends on who the other people were.
Okay.
Give me options. You're only going to pick shit people.
Our family. The cousins.
Our cousins.
Yeah. The leader
Of all of our cousins.
of our cousins.
And in a zombie apocalypse.
In a zombie apocalypse setting, who is
Georgia.
Fuck off! She would be the advisor. You're
Yes.
Yes.
I was literally about to say.
She's the advisor.
She would
I would
be-
not follow
But
her.
she would die quick.
I know, because
She's type 1 diabetic. So that's the only reason why I'm like, she couldn't lead because she wouldn't be around long enough.
she could advise to help. You know, she'd be like,
She drew the short straw out of all us cousins, and unfortunately that is why she's fallen short of being leader.
So
in
who
zombie
is the
apocalypse.
leader?
Fine, it would be you.
Oh!
All of our cousins.
Yeah, there's 14 people.
Actually, Sam.
Okay, 12 people.
Let's take them out.
Take them out.
I don't want
Immediate cousins.
Challenge me.
You know what? Immediate cousins. I'm your girl.
You would force us into it anyway. We would not have a choice.
I'm like a sheepdog.
Get in my fucking back, bitch. You're fucking hunting us down.
You're either with me or
You're
against
fucking
me.
out.
Yeah, 100%. I think I would do the best
We wouldn't
job.
have a choice.
It would be the best choice anyway. Who would be the better choice?
I'm just trying to think. You're putting me on the spot.
Oh, wait.
I've already said you,
Yeah.
but I do. Georgia is way. The only reason I'm not saying Georgia is because of her diabetes. And I'm sorry, Georgia, that fucking sucks. That's not on you.
It's rubbish.
But
But you'd also be a good advisor. I'd have her as my advisor.
we'd have her as 2IC.
Yeah. I definitely wouldn't put her as leader, though.
She can talk to everyone.
I know that.
And you
She
are just
can
real
explain.
boisterous
I know, she can
sometimes.
explain my reasoning. I'll be like, hey, this is the law. And she'll be like, hey, guys, so if you can all just listen, I'll explain to you why
No, she'd
Crystal
go
made
up
the decision she
one
made.
at a time.
Yeah.
She'd be like, okay, I know what
How
your
are you
moon
feeling?
sign is and what your Mercury is, so I know exactly how to communicate this to you.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh, fuck off. But then they'd listen because
Yeah.
everyone
I think
listens
everyone would
Georgia.
listen to me anyway.
You don't give anyone a choice, and that's okay. That's just you.
That's a good way to be
I'm not putting you down. I'm
for a
just
leader.
pointing that out.
Leaders shouldn't be second guessed. Who'd be third? No one, eh? They're all
Cody keeps
hopeless.
coming into my head.
Cody came into my head too.
Cody's quite good in that kind of, I guess, like in the decision. He would be on the board. He'd be on the board, but he's just not out there
Not
enough.
tough enough, Cody.
No, he's tough, but
Nah.
he's not like out there enough. He's probably the most timid, unless he's had a few coldies.
Yeah.
He's the most timid. Out
And we
of
can't have
all
a
of
drunk
us.
leader.
No, we can't. It's
We
just
can't.
not. We
Doesn't work
can't.
that way.
We don't even know if we're going to have alcohol in this place.
That's,
so,
yeah, so,
admittedly, would probably make some.
yeah,
But
yeah,
he'd be on the board.
dips.
Yeah.
We'd survive anyway, we'd
Yeah.
survive. Right, next, I just wanted to do a quick astrology update.
I'm interested in this.
yeah.
This is why I haven't asked you before this, because I'm really excited to hear this.
Okay, well, I know that I've spoken to a few people about it. People who know me know that I'm right into my astrology, and I did speak to a couple of people about doing this on the podcast before I decided to do a little one. And I really want to keep it quite short and sweet, generally, every week.
Yeah.
I don't want to go too in depth because I know it goes over a lot of people's heads. But I just want to, what's happening at the moment. You know what I mean? And I think it's a nice little niche that I know about, so I thought I would share it. So, what is our date today? Tomorrow. So this will be, by the time this podcast comes out, it'll already be in full swing. But tomorrow, Venus is going to be moving into Gemini. And so for all our Gemini placements, which is me, I'm a Gemini moon, but anyone who has a Gemini moon, Gemini sun sign, Gemini rising, there's going to be a big shift. And it's going to feel a lot lighter. You're going to be able to feel like you can manifest and create a little bit more harmony in your life, a bit more love in your life. They've had a rough, Geminis have actually had a rough 7 months.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so things have started to get easier, and it's going to get even more easier from now until sort of, I think, beginning of May.
Ooh,
Venus is going to be.
Nice little holiday period.
Yeah, it'll affect everyone a little bit.
Mhm.
All signs a little bit differently. Love in relationships could be a lot more communicative over this month for
Ooh,
everyone.
Cool.
Good time to, communicate, work things out with your partner, or find love. Lots of online dating could be going on, you know what I mean? But for Geminis especially, good little
Cool.
month coming up for them. So if your relationship's been on the rocks, you can fix it this month, Geminis. So
Love that.
yeah,
Love that for them.
yeah, good on them. They've had a rough time, the old Geminis. Feel bad for them. I've skimmed through. I haven't had too
I was just
much.
trying to think, what was quite rough for you recently in your?
Nothing really. I
But I
guess
can't
the
think of
move and
anything.
everything. That was
I mean the flooding. That
Yeah.
was a bit of a fucking
Yeah.
slap in the face.
that got me good. But it all worked out in the end.
It did.
Worked out good actually. I think so. Yeah.
Cool.
Anything else?
No, I can't think of anything else that we need to touch on.
We've been going for that was a good hour?
Yeah.
Hour.
Yeah.
Bang on now. I think that was really good. That was our first one.
Sweaty.
Are you? Oh, we're still going. I am.
we can miss that right now. It's so hot up here.
You take that one bit and put it in the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm worried that I was getting worried that I was sweating through the chest.
We're not finished yet,
That's
but
right.
okay. But I really enjoyed this. I think it's really cool. I think that next week I'll have another one of my lovely friends on.
Yeah.
But you're gonna be coming back.
Definitely.
We want to hear more about your divorce and
You want to hear updates on my life monthly?
yeah, definitely.
Maybe I'll try keep some stuff from you so you can find stuff out on this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to actually be able to do that.
No, it's fine. I like being able to pry.
Like we established, you're one of my roots.
Yeah.
One of my big roots. I need you.
Yeah. I have that effect on people. It's fine. But yeah, definitely come back. You'll have to let us know how Nana goes when you tell her, because she's going to be breaking the news to Nana.
Yes. We
Should
won't
be
get
fine.
into that.
She'll be fine. You'll be alright, Nana. Show me this.
Yeah, she's going to be like, okay, so you've told everybody.
Now the whole world knows.
Everybody knows.
I think she'll be happy with it. She'll be like, you know what? I can see that you're actually.
And she'll actually love this for us.
Yeah, I think so
Nana,
too.
I feel like if we got where we're going to be putting this
Everywhere.
to Nana would watch it.
So this podcast is going to be available on YouTube, and it's going to be available. I'm just looking at my producer over here, getting a nod, and Spotify, and sort of anywhere where you find the best podcasts. So we're going to be everywhere. It was funny actually. I will tell a little story of my sister-in-law messages me the other day. I don't know if I told you, Ryan. And she says to me, so this podcast thing, because obviously I've been talking about it for a while. She was this podcast thing, where am I going to be able to, am I going to be able to watch it on Snapchat? And I was like, no.
It's a bit bigger than that.
I was like, and then I messaged her back trying to be funny, and I said, you'll be able to watch it on YouTube and anywhere where you find the best podcast, Let us.
Bye.